Raymond Jonson was an American painter who had a long career that lasted for 8 decades during the 20th century, and he was known for his exceptional creativity and originality. Moving from an academically trained figurative style and early career in stage design to increasingly abstract and non-objective subjects, his exacting experiments in color, texture, and media set him apart as an important contributor to modernism. The artist was born on July 18, 1891, in Chariton, Iowa. He went to Chicago to study art at the Academy of Fine Arts and the Art Institute, where he was introduced to non-representational painting. In 1913, he attended the Armory Show and discovered the work of Vasily Kandinsky, which had a profound impact on him. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, the artist started focusing on his painting career and painted several WPA murals at the University of New Mexico, where he also taught as a professor for 2 decades. He was also co-founder of the Transcendental Painting Group, which was a collective of non-objective artists who aimed to explore spirituality through their art. A painting made by Raymond Jonson that can be considered as culturally significant is his Eclipse, currently exhibited in Los Angeles County Museum of Art as a part of the Another World, the Transcendental Painting Group exhibition. Eclipse, painted by Raymond Jonson, uses a minimalistic shape to depict a gorgeous night sky. The artwork is truly inspiring because he has a remarkable skill in using oil paint on canvas to depict various shades of the night sky. Eclipse depicts geometric shapes in varying shades of blue, arranged in a circular manner that gives an impression of movement and depth. The focal point of the painting is the red sun, surrounded by darker circular shapes representing the eclipse. The use of light is evident in contrast between the dark center of the red sun and the lighter yellowy shades around it. The painting creates a sense of light spreading from the central shape, adding tension and drama to the piece. The use of lines is also evident in the artwork, as the circular shapes have clearly defined edges, emphasizing the attention to detail and precision employed in creating the lines. The artwork utilizes color to convey mood and atmosphere. The painting features shades of blue and gray with a blood red circular shape in the center representing the eclipse. This color choice creates drama and tension in the artwork, while the circular patterns, different shades of blue and gray, give a sense of movement and depth. Jonson's use of color reflects his interest in non-objective art, which aims to create abstract compositions free from recognizable objects or forms. This use of color adds to the artwork's overall impact and meaning, demonstrating the power of abstract art evoke feelings in the viewer. Eclipse is culturally significant in different ways. For example, the artwork is a part of the American abstract art movement that emerged in the early 20th century. This movement rejected traditional representational art in the favor of abstraction, which involved creating compositions based on color, form, and texture. Jonson's work is an example of geometric abstraction, which employed simple geometric shapes and patterns. During the Great Depression, Raymond Jonson created his artwork, which was a time of social change and economic difficulty in the United States. The abstract art movement was a response to this period of art, as artists wanted to create new forms of expression that could reflect the uncertain and complex times. In this context, Eclipse can be interpreted as a reflection of the social and economic landscape of the time, with its use of tension, movement, and contrast, conveying the emotional and psychological effects of the era. The next artist is Agnes Pelton, who was a visionary symbolist who depicted the spiritual reality she experienced in moments of meditative stillness. She created abstract art with biomorphic forms and shimmering light. She aimed to express her awareness of a spiritual world beyond physical appearances, which was animated and protected by kind energies. Pelton chose to live in relatively isolated places, away from major art centers, and as a result, her paintings were relatively unknown during her lifetime and for many years after. Pelton's work aims to introduce her art to the public and recognize her as a significant artist of abstract images. Because of her esoteric interests, Pelton was asked to join the Transcendental Painting Group, a Santa Fe-based collective of artists formed in 1938 by artist Raymond Jonson. Over time, Agnes Pelton created fewer abstract paintings and began to paint desert landscapes to make money. Her health started failing in the 1950s and she passed away in 1961 in Cathedral City. Pelton's non-traditional life of isolation, internal contemplation, and deep commitment to her painting practice was courageous and out of the ordinary for a woman of her time. Her artwork, titled Heart Music or Happy Heart, depicts a red heart in the middle surrounded by 7 ringing bells shining from the darkness. The artwork is exhibited at LACMA with the Another World, the Transcendental Painting Group exhibition. The heart was an important symbol to Pelton, who often suffered from heart palpitations. The painting portrays the heart surrounded by light, which symbolizes the spiritual world that can be accessed through meditation and being open-minded. 7 bells represent an awakening call to recognize the eternal world beyond our own, while the dark and light curves at the bottom and top respectively represent the choices for human consciousness to remain in the shadow of the unknown or to strive towards enlightenment. The artist has used color contrast in the artwork by creating a very bright red heart in the middle, surrounded by dark colors. The light blue oval surrounding the heart also places emphasis on the heart and shows how light has been used to make the heart the focal point of the artwork. The edges of the oval are well defined in a way that the lines can be seen. This artwork is culturally significant because Agnes Pelton was associated with the Transcendental Painting Group. Heart Music is a good representation of this approach, as it is an abstract painting that uses color and form to create a sense of happiness and joy. Another reason this artwork is culturally significant is because it was created during a time when the world was in a war and people were feeling nervous and uncertain. Pelton's use of vivid colors and natural shapes could have been interpreted as a way to mitigate these feelings of anxiety and encourage optimism and positivity. In conclusion, both Raymond, Jonson, and Agnes Pelton were a part of the Transcendental Painting Group. Through their unique way of painting, they have affected the art world tremendously.